السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. I'm Jamal Muhammad Al-Qari. In this recording, I will be presenting ABT's assignment, which talks about the Meshiti group. During this presentation, inshallah, I will cover these points: a simple introduction, definition and attribution of Meshiti, targeted countries, associated malware, attack vectors, techniques, timeline, the discovery and forensic analysis, and conclusion. So first of all, what's ABT? It stands for Advanced Persistent Threat. It's a continuous and effective cyber attack by an undetected attacker in the network whose aim is to steal sensitive and important information over a while. So regarding the name, Meshiti name was specially chosen as an analogy to the meshiti used to cut the dense vegetation, whereas the meshiti group uses advanced method to break into computer system and control them accurately. So what is meshiti? Basically, it's a cyber espionage group that operates in Spanish-speaking regions, particularly Latin America, with a strong focus on Venezuela. However, their activities extend to other regions including the US, Europe, Russia, and part of Asia. The group targets a range of high-profile organizations, such as government institutions, intelligence services, military units, as well as telecommunication. So going to the attribution, there are some features of this group, including these points. So custom malware. This group is known for developing its own malware, which has gone via multiple iterations over the years. And this includes remote access trojans and other tools, of course, that used for data exfiltration. The group uses social engineering to deceive the victim. Stealth and persistent. This group is skilled at maintaining low profile and avoiding detection by security application or by the researchers. Also, this group has political motivation. Okay, this information is determined based on several aspects. Technical analysis of the group's infrastructure, and this is help us to identify a specific pattern and find similarities with previously known groups. Insight from cybersecurity firms, community, intelligence agency also contribute to the attribution process by sharing information, conducting investigation, and analyzing threats to establish connection between the ABT groups and their operations. Attribution may consider geopolitical factors such as groups' targets and motivation, of course, and there is more. So by combining those factors, and conducting through analysis, cybersecurity experts and intelligence agencies can attribute the Meshiti ABT group to a specific state-sponsored threat actor. Okay, for the targeted countries by this group, the documents used by the group were analyzed, and it was determined that the two languages used were mainly Spanish and Portuguese. So from this information, we can conclude that the group targets countries that use these two languages. Okay, so the cyber espionage group, known for its effective spear phishing techniques, operates in a range of countries, primarily targeting Latin American nations. So these countries include Venezuela, Russia, Cuba, China, Belgium, Ecuador, Brazil, Spain, France, Colombia, Sweden, the United States, and Malaysia. So the group focuses on its activity on these regions, utilizing sophisticated spearfishing tactics to compromise their targets. So the Machete malware is a sophisticated cyber espionage tool with the following key capabilities. So these the associated malware with this group, key logging, which will capture the keystrokes from the victim's machine, allows the attacker to obtain sensitive information such as login credentials. So this malware is working in the background and it hides itself. Going to the next one, which is screen capturing, which takes screenshots of the victim desktop to monitor the victim's activity. File exfiltration, which is stealing files and documents from the targeted system and uploading those files um, to the attacker's command and control server. And then we have geolocation, which is collecting the geographical locations of the infected system. And will help us, or will help the attacker, to trace the movement of the target. So, attack vectors and reasoning. Machete uses various attack vectors to carry out its cyber espionage activities, and the motive that made the group adopt these techniques is its effectiveness in targeting individuals and organizations to avoid detection and maintain access for a long time for the purpose of espionage. And I will mention some of the common vectors. So first we have spear phishing. So the group heavily relies on spear phishing techniques to target individuals within the same organization to gain initial access to the target system. Then we have remote access trojans used to gain persistent access to compromised systems. It allows the group to control the infected machine remotely, exfiltrate data, or conduct surveillance activity. Machete group also uses watering hole attacks, where they compromise legitimate websites that frequently used by the target. And for the malware delivery, the group uses various methods to deliver the malware to their targets, and this includes using infected USB drive. Okay, and for the reasoning behind these attack vectors is to exploit human and software vulnerabilities, to gain initial access, and then maintain persistence within target networks to increase the likelihood of successfully compromising their target while remaining undetected for extended period of time. Okay, now I will talk about the machete techniques. Number one, we have Windows command shell. Machete has utilized batch files to trigger the download of more malicious files. This technique allowed them to initiate the process of obtaining additional harmful files on the compromised system. Number two, we have Python. So Machete uses Python script on the victim's system to achieve several things, like downloading the backdoor. Okay, number three, spear phishing, and it can be done through the attachment or links. So Machete sent spear phishing emails that contain a zipped file or contain a link to an external server with zipped archive. Number four, drive-by compromise. Machete has spread its malware by using a fake blog website as a delivery method, by tricking users into visiting this malicious blog website and downloading the machete malware without their knowledge. For the timeline, in 2010, the machete APT was first discovered by researchers at Kaspersky Lab, and over the years, from 2011 to 2014, the group continued to develop their malware and refine their attack strategies. And in 2014, the ESET researchers conducted a detailed analysis, shedding light on Machete's focus on targeting organizations in Latin America. And between 2015 and 2021, the Machete Group operated quietly, improving their tools and methods and catching the attention of cybersecurity researchers. And for discovery and forensic analysis, in 2010, the machete was discovered by researchers in the Kaspersky Lab, as I said before, and security firms have conducted forensic analysis to gain insight into the group's infrastructure and targets. Forensic analysis involved reverse engineering the malware, examining command and control infrastructure, and analyzing communication patterns. So, in summary, the Machete ABT is a highly sophisticated cyber espionage group with strong ties to the Venezuelan government. The group primarily targets military, government, and law enforcement agencies in America and uses a custom-built malware family to perform a wide range of espionage activities. Despite its relatively low profile, Machete remains an active and persistent threat to its target. And these are the resources that I use for this presentation. And thank you for listening.